Nikola Jokic is one of the league's most polarizing players. Jokic, who's an all-time great already, separates himself from the rest of the NBA with his amazing offensive capabilities, like his court vision and passing, which are lethal even for a guard, let alone a 6'11 center. The Joker's one of the most likable players in the basketball world as well. So let's see what his peers think of him. Luka Doncic is another phenomenal player that comes out of the Balkans. Luka and Nikola are both amazing offensive players, with basically no weaknesses in their offensive game. A product of the ex-Yugoslavia basketball system, coming from basically the same culture, their friendship came like second nature to them. As we all know, the two are great friends and have tons of respect for one another. We've probably heard about all the praise Luka's given to Jokic, so this time we'll switch it up a bit with a funny story Luka shared on the JJ Redick podcast. When JJ asked Luka if he thought European stars were low-maintenance guys compared to the Americans. I mean, if we talk about each star individually, you know Jokic, he's just a different guy. He loves his horses. I tried to convince him to go on Instagram and he just said, no way, no chance. I don't know if Europeans are more low-maintenance stars than Americans. I know that with all the social media like Instagram or TikTok, you can make a lot of money. And Jokic doesn't care about that, he just loves his horses. The Joker has his priorities set, that's for sure. Draymond Green is one of the most vocal guys in the NBA. As a vocal guy, Draymond remains careful as to how he says things that he says. Draymond really appreciates the Joker and didn't want to be misunderstood about the comment he left about Jokic's defense. I think all of us love the Joker offensively, but if they're ever going to win anything, he has to do better defensively. Right here, Patrick Beverley is going to beat Torrey Craig from behind the half-court line, and this right here is a simple rotation that requires little effort. Stop the ball. Here's another instance where he doesn't do his rotation. If they're going to win, he has to do better. You've got to have an impact on this side of the game as well if you're going to win anything significant. And he has not done that. Criticism like this is often good for players, as they see that they're not clowned for their liabilities. Instead, knowledgeable information is being told about it. If they're not egocentric, they'll accept the criticism and get better. And Jokic did just that, and even told Draymond that he appreciates his comments and really needed them. Giannis is one of the few players that can dominate the game as much as Jokic does. While the two have completely different playing styles, as Giannis is a physically overpowering monster and Jokic's game is based more on his passing ability and soft touch, like all greats should, the two have tons of respect for each other. Giannis is a funny guy, but when it comes to basketball, he doesn't take it lightly. He's one of those guys that's having a great season, and he only goes about basketball. He takes care of business. He only cares about basketball. I'm the same way. I love that about people like that. Kevin Durant's one of the most versatile players in the history of the league. A 7-footer who can break you off the dribble, shoot from deep, and also defend opposing guards as well as big men. Even a player like KD knows that Jokic is something unseen before, struggling to put into words all that the big man brings to the table for the Nuggets. I look to him as more as I wouldn't say a point. Well, yeah, I guess. He can bring the ball up the court, he can orchestrate the offense, play in the post, so yeah, there's basically no limit or ceiling you can put on him. When you put labels on guys, you take away from them a little bit. You can call him a guard one second, call him a center the next. LeBron James is obviously one of the greatest players of all time. The King is the all-time leader in total points in a career, but you can argue that his greatest asset throughout his career has been the ability to see the open man and deliver the ball just where it needs to be. You can say the same thing about the Joker, and if you don't feel like it, LeBron will say it for you. The guy has an unbelievable talent to see the floor and see the plays before they happen. You could go back and look at Arvydas Sabonis and things he was doing with his passing ability. If you go and look at his national games or him being back home before he got to the league, he's probably doing the same thing. The pass is just a rewarding thing. Not for yourself, but for your teammates. Everyone feels involved. And when you're the best player on the team, and guys still feel like they're just as important as the best player on the team because he's sharing the ball, he wants the ball moved side to side and loves to see success of his teammates, it just makes it so much easier for your teammates to play with you. No small feat coming from the King's mouth, but very much deserved praise for the Nuggets' big man. The Phoenix Suns got the best of Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in the 2021 playoffs, beating them in a sweep in the Western Conference semifinals. Being down in Game 4, the Joker got frustrated after a miss and he released his frustration with a hard foul on Cameron Payne. Things escalated as the Suns jumped him, leading to a heated conversation between Devin Booker and Nikola Jokic. Jokic was ejected and Denver lost the series. After the game, Booker was asked about the confrontation with Jokic, to which he said, "I think it was just an emotional play, and all I said was just that was a dirty play. I didn't like that, and I've got to stand up for my guy." I don't think he meant harm by it after, just a frustration foul. But I'm just defending my teammate. I played against the Joker a lot of times. I know him. I know that he's not a malicious player. He got frustrated. It happens even to the best of us. A couple of years later, Jokic's Nuggets are playing against Devin Booker and the Suns yet again, but this time Jokic and his squad got the first 2 laughs. After Game 2 and the series being 2-0 in Denver's favor, Booker told his teammates not to lose their confidence, because this is what the playoffs are about. I love it. I just love playoff basketball. That's the first thing I said when I got to the locker room. You just have to love this shit. Embrace it. There's not many people that get the chance to do what we're doing. This is even more important than them liking and saying nice words to each other. When an opposing player's success pushes you to get better, you know you're on the right track. Stephen Curry has one of the deadliest offensive skills in league history, so much so that Nikola Jokic considers him to be the most impressive player in the league. The respect comes both ways though, as Steph is a huge fan of the Joker as well. I mean, he's tough, puts pressure on you for the whole game, and you've got to respect his ability to shoot from outside as well. He puts pressure by posting up, driving in the paint, but he also knocked down 3 threes tonight. He's obviously an amazing playmaker. So you can't let players get in motion around him. Everybody has to be alert on defense, taking away passing angles and lanes because he sees the court so well. Even just the offensive rebounds, those tip-ins. He just plays so well around the rim, knows how to move, and he just knows how to get around it and finish. So he basically got a full package, and when the guys are hitting shots around him, it just makes it super tough to defend him. He's obviously the MVP for a reason, and he's arguably playing as good right now as he did last year. Well, I don't know how to hype him up even more. One player that's possibly the most jealous of Jokic's success is 76ers big man Joel Embiid. The two big men have been in MVP conversations for the last 3 years, and Jokic has beaten Embiid to it twice. Embiid has been playing amazing himself, but still has not gotten over the disappointment of the past seasons, always grumbling about the ways the criteria for the MVP award changes from year to year, indirectly taking shots at Jokic. The criteria does change. If we want to talk about the last 3 years since I've been in the running for it, the first year it was that I didn't play enough games. Last year I came back, played enough games, I led the league in scoring, and obviously, Nikola deserved it more and he won it. But then again, he won it as a 6th seed in the West. And then this year, I'm leading the league in scoring again, I'm doing all of these things defensively, I should be making an all-defensive team too. I don't care, but every year it's something. And when you add analytics to it which don't make sense, you can talk about analytics all you want. When you got some guys in the league, the eye test tells you that they're not good defensively, but analytics tell you that they're the best defenders. That's when analytics don't make sense at all. I don't make the rules. I don't choose whatever criteria that they use. So it's really about whatever people's preferences are. With the 2023 NBA MVP award now belonging to Embiid, let's hope he'll start appreciating the Joker's game. Who knows, maybe he'll learn a trick or two. Paul George is one of the league's most versatile defenders, and obviously this makes him relevant enough to talk about how difficult the Joker is to contain on offense. Man, he's just like, it's crazy because he's not by any means the most athletic guy on the floor, but he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on the court. If you put a small guy on him, he punishes them in the paint. If you put somebody who's his size, he uses his smarts and wits. Just a very difficult player to defend. Donovan Mitchell is one of the most electrifying players in the league. The 6'3" combo guard has used most of his top-tier athletic ability to score over defenders in the paint, and over the years he's become a better three-point shooter, spreading his game even further outside the paint, leading to a career year for him that he finished averaging 28.3 points. Even in a career season, Spida knows that Jokic is the main guy. I don't know if you've all been watching what Jokic has been doing. It's f***ing outrageous, to be honest. I don't know how many players have won it 3 times in a row, but he's otherworldly right now. Short and straight to the point. I mean, isn't that what we all think about Jokic? Despite not winning the MVP award, Jokic's 2022-23 campaign has been amazing either way. The players know it, the coaches know it, media knows it, basically everybody knows it. Except Joel Embiid. All jokes aside, the Joker is playing at an all-time level right now. And as it's playoff time, let's just get together and enjoy the show.